Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I'm so sorry. I'm horrible. It's been probably longer than 3 weeks, but it's been at least 3 weeks, and I'm so sorry. But guess what? I had a baby, and she's right here. Come here. Guys, this is Lorelai Rain. And she is the cutest little nugget. Oh, boo boo. Yeah. And she is asleep, so I'm gonna put her back down. But I had my little girl. So she's asleep. So if you see me looking down on this direction, I'm just staring at my beautiful little baby / checking on her, make sure she's not gonna try and roll away, because she has decided that she's big enough to start trying to roll at 3 weeks old. My life is going to be interesting. So today we're just going to talk about delivering in the world that is the world today. And I'm also going to kind of compare it to delivery with my first daughter, who y'all have seen in other videos, like the Arctic Fox hair dyeing video, which if you haven't watched it, you should go check it out because it's a lot of fun. And we're going to ignore the fact that I need to redo mine, because it's been a while. I've been a little busy having a baby and, you know, mom life. But check out that video, and her name is Mackenzie Rose. So we have Mackenzie Rose, who will be 3 this year, and Miss Lorelai Rain, who is 3 weeks old when you're watching this. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk about my labor with her and compare it to my labor with her sister, and it'll be a jolly good time. So hang tight and let's go. Okay, so labor. Labor's not really fun in general. It's really not fun during the world that we live in today. For one pure reason of you have to wear a mask while you're in labor. And it sucks. It's not fun. It makes it difficult to get a really deep breath when you're pushing. But I did it, and anyone else who does it, any woman who delivers during this nonsense that's going on right now, you, my dear, are a superwoman. You have superpowers. You deserve a gold medal and a trophy and whatever you want, because you're a rock star. So tell your baby daddy, your significant other, your baby mama, whoever it is that is in this with you, that you deserve whatever you want after the baby comes out. Whether it's vaginal or a cesarean, doesn't matter. You're a beast. So let's get started talking about hi doodle bug. Yeah. Sorry, she just woke up. Let's get started talking about my labors, and y'all can see how different they were. Hi. I know they say that your pregnancies are all different, and yes, they were, but that's another video coming. But your labors are also definitely different. So, start to finish, my first labor was about 26 hours. I was in labor for about 26 hours. Start to finish with Lorelai, my labor was 13 hours. No joke. It was literally half the time of my first labor, which is just crazy. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I was induced this time around, because I was on Pitocin with my first labor as well. My body just responded better this time. So with my first pregnancy, I went to 40 weeks and 3 days before I had her. and I was induced at 39 weeks with Lorelai due to my heart condition. So my cardiologist, my maternal fetal medicine cardiologist, and my OB all got together and decided that it would be better for me medically to be induced than to go into labor naturally. So that's what happened. So with Mackenzie, with my first pregnancy, like I said, she was overdue. At my 40 weeks in a day appointment with my OB, I was only 2 centimeters, and she doesn't do inductions unless they're medically necessary until at least 41 weeks. So I had to tough it out a little bit longer. Thankfully, I was already dilated to 2 centimeters when I saw her at that appointment. And then the next day, I started having contractions that were closer together and was able to go into the hospital. So on September 13th, I went into the hospital with Mackenzie to get checked out and get admitted. So when I checked in at the hospital, I was 3 centimeters dilated, so my contractions were actually doing something. Hi, Doodle Doo. You stretching? Oh my goodness, guys. Just so cute. So they checked me. I was 3 centimeters, and my OB wanted me to walk around the hospital for an hour to see if I progressed any more. Thankfully, I did. And they ended up admitting me. I went to the hospital at around noon, I guess. And then they admitted me around 2 p.m. Around 3 or 4, they started me on Pitocin because my contractions had stalled. Goodness. And I wasn't progressing anymore. Around 4 p.m., I got Pitocin. Around 6, I got an epidural because I was having back labor, and no amount of walking, breathing, stretching, hip rotations, press, nothing was helping me. Nothing I had looked up, practiced, anything was helping me get through my contractions anymore. So they gave me an epidural, which is fine. I have nothing against epidurals. They are great. If you decide not to get one, you are a superwoman. I think if I hadn't had back labor, I would have been able to do it, but back labor sucks. It really sucks. I got the epidural, and then thankfully I was able to nap because I did not progress very quickly. I did not get to push until around 4 o'clock in the morning the next day. So at that point, I had been in labor for over 24 hours and I was tired. So with Mackenzie, I pushed for 2.5 or 3 hours. It was a very long time. And out she came, and she was 7 pounds 8 ounces and 20.5 inches of pure perfect. And yeah, so my first labor was very, very long, very hard on me, but it all came out in the end. The reason I was pushing for so long is because Mackenzie decided that she needed to come out with a perfect head and kept getting stuck on my pelvic bone, and her head did not want to form to go through the birth canal, so she made it very difficult on mommy. In comparison to this labor was a breeze. Okay? Super easy compared to my first. I was induced, so I didn't have to wait to go into labor. I was having contractions though already, so that was good for me. I went in on July 6th at 6 o'clock in the morning and checked in. They got me all set up, hooked up to IVs, whatever, checked me. I was 2 centimeters, which was good. because that meant that I could just go straight to the Pitocin and not have to do Cervidil, which is something that they stick up your hoo-ha to soften your cervix and help you dilate. Oh, big yawn. And I didn't have to do that. So I went straight to Pitocin and just got the ball rolling. Now, because of my heart condition, my doctor made me get an epidural, which I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, you didn't have to get one, your doctor blah, blah, blah. With my heart condition, I have atrial tachycardia, which I've talked about a little bit in previous videos, but my heart races and it gets stuck in a loop of a fast heart rhythm, which is not good. Especially if you're straining and in labor and in pain, it can cause your heart to do that again, or it can cause your heart to do that, and they didn't want that to happen, because that could be bad for me and it could have been bad for the baby. So she wanted me to get an epidural. Thankfully, she wanted me to get an epidural like as soon as I felt like a twinge of pain or I hit 4 centimeters. She didn't care which one came first, one or the other. Thankfully, my nursing team still let me kind of dictate when I wanted to get my epidural. So I think I was probably around 6 centimeters. My contractions still weren't that bad, but I knew that my doctor was going to get mad at me if I didn't get it soon. And I wanted to make sure that I had it before it was too late to get it and before it really started to affect my heart rhythm. So, around 6 centimeters, I got an epidural and took lots of naps. Yeah. And just hung out and did a whole lot of nothing except sleep. And I watched Grey's Anatomy in the hospital. But yeah, this labor was relatively easy. I got induced. They started the Pitocin and I just hung out for 13 hours until I had her. The only sucky thing about delivering right now is that you have to wear a mask during labor. And it's hard to deliver when you're wearing a mask. It's so hard to the point that my OB had them take my mask off and put an oxygen mask on me so that I was getting more oxygen flow so I could push better. So I only pushed for 30 minutes, actually less than 30 minutes. I think it was like 20 or 25 minutes with Lorelai, and she came out with a perfect head, but she made it a lot easier on me and cooperated. But at 39 weeks, she was 7 pounds, 8 ounces, and 20.5 inches. So if you were paying attention, that's the exact same weight and length as her older sister, which I just think is hysterical. So did my husband. However, if she had stayed in for a full 40 weeks, she probably would have been at least a pound bigger than her sister. But she wasn't, and she came out a pure perfect 7 pounds, 8 ounces. But she looks just like her sister. She's literally her clone. It's insane. Yeah, so comparison from my first delivery and this one was a whole lot easier, which I was worried it was going to be harder since I had to be induced. In my first, I went naturally, but it wasn't. It was actually easier. And I am so glad to not be pregnant anymore. I'm much more comfortable. I can breathe. If y'all recall from my previous videos, my allergies were obnoxiously insane. I can breathe. My heart rate is back to normal. Yeah, I mean, my body is basically back to being normal. I'm not anywhere near pre-baby weight. Bouncing back is a myth. But that's okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. She is a little champ when it comes to eating. She is breastfeeding, which is great. I was I'm super happy that she's nursing. Yeah, that's my 2 labors. I mean, my first was long and hard, and my second was shorter. Not short, I mean, 13 hours is still pretty long, but literally half the time and virtually no pushing. So it's a world of difference. It's really fun, insane how different it is. But yeah, so my next Mom and Monday video will be my next Mom and Monday video will be next week, obviously. Hopefully, don't hold me to that, guys. I'm trying, but you know, this one comes first. Oh yeah. My next Mom and Monday video will probably be on my pregnancy comparisons, because this pregnancy and my last pregnancy were completely different. But don't hold me to that. Hopefully it'll be up next Monday, but we'll see. I do have a video filmed for Friday, so yay me. It will be on this very simple makeup look. This is just a makeup look I used to do all the time for work when I was still working in the hospital, but I still do it whenever I want to have makeup on and look put together, but not a full face. This literally takes me like 10 minutes. This video will be up on Friday. It's going to be pretty short because, again, this does not take me that long to do. So I think filming it was like 20 minutes, and that was with me talking and doing my makeup. So without me talking and just sitting down and doing my makeup, it takes me like 10 minutes. So stay tuned for that. If there are any mom videos that you would like to see me try and do, make sure you leave it in a comment below. As always, make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I post. Again, I'm trying to get back on schedule of every Monday and Friday, but no promises. I have a 3-week-old and a almost 3-year-old. I'm very busy. I'm very tired, but I'm trying. And then make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and share my videos with your family and friends. And I will see y'all next time. Bye. She is poop. Mom life.